Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Hyundai Santa Cruz. Before we get in this video, I'm going to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Murdoch Hyundai here in Linden, Utah for giving me some time with this Santa Cruz. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 27 on the highway, with power outputs being 281 horsepower and then 311 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood itself, you guys can see we've got some body lines throughout, but overall nothing too crazy. Now, popping down to the lights, this is where things get pretty interesting because you guys can see the lights kind of bleed into the grille when it comes to design, so it all matches. It's really cool. I like how the Hyundai logo is also darker. Camera below the logo, and then you guys can see all of the actual headlights and everything off to the side there. And putting it all together, if you like the front end of the Tucson, then you technically like the front end of the Santa Cruz because they're very similar. Now, coming around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 245, 50, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see with the wheels, you got the silver on the top and then also black beside that. That looks really cool. Got these nice chunky fender flares with a little Santa Cruz there at the top. And then notice elements like the mirror caps and the door handles are body painted. And then here's your full side view with the Santa Cruz. And this is where you can see the truck bed, and it has that mini truck kind of like Subaru Baja type appearance. Now here's a quick look at the key fob. You've got our unlock function or lock function, the drop down for the tailgate, remote start, and then the Hyundai logo there on the back. And with the tailgate pop down, you guys can see that the tailgate itself is protected from the factory, which is nice. And then we actually have this tonneau cover here that's really easy to use. So just click that, and then you can throw it back, basically. You guys can see this one also has the bed extension, is what it's called. So you can flip that out, and then it'll be on the tailgate here, so you can have a little bit more bed space. The bed, I think, without the extension is like 4-ish feet in length. I might be off by a little bit. But the other cool thing is you have this little strap to help you pull the tonneau cover back into place when you want it back in place, which is also cool. Anyways, lifting up the tailgate, it's extremely light, which is kind of expected because it's such a small tailgate, such a small pickup truck. Really cool looking taillights here at the Santa Cruz, and you guys can see Santa Cruz here, and then our H-Track 2.5T. And we actually have little bumper steps, which also adds to the practicality. And putting it all together, let me know what you guys think about the looks here on the Santa Cruz. Now, taking a look at the door panel here, you guys can see the cloth trim, and then notice it's padded down below. Got our window control here, and then we've got the handle here as well as a cup holder. And then taking a look at the seats themselves, perforated down the center, got some nice red stitching here as well. Now, although this is smaller than a mid-size pickup truck, legroom back here is relatively the same as what you see in most of the mid-size world. Got some vents back here, got some USB action, and then we do have a window. It's manual with the operation. And then headroom back here, it's actually surprisingly good. Now, taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see soft touch here at the top, and then we got this black trim that goes across, and then some cloth trim, and then you see all the padding here. All of our window controls, you get your mirror adjustments, and then another look at the handle. Blind spot mounting with the mirrors as well. Now, your payload capacity is 1,411 pounds, which is more than some half-ton pickup trucks. Take that. Anyways, here's the seats. I like that little silver strip. Perforated down the center again, more of like the red stitching and piping, which is pretty cool. Power adjustments there on the side as well. And then we got stuff like our stability control here, and then the steering wheel is manually adjustable. So taking a look at the steering wheel itself, soft touch all around. We got paddle shifters here on the back for the dual clutch automatic. We do have adaptive cruise control with our steering assist. We got our voice command phone controls as well. Turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock. And then here's a look at the gauge cluster. You guys can see digital gauge cluster here. We can scroll through different menus, see different bits of info on the Santa Cruz. And then we do have some drive modes. Of course, the fun one is when you go into sport. It's a cool little animation right there. Now, in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lens that turn with the steering wheel. You got that bird's eye view as well, and you can see the side view. So really good 360 camera system. And then as for the rest of the infotainment screen, it responds really well, easy to use. And I mean, you guys can see, like, it all makes sense. It's super user friendly. And then down below that, we have our climate control stuff, and then also some, not necessarily analog controls for the radio, but like more physical than like on a screen. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, soft touch here on the dash, and then you guys can see with the trim that goes across to the vent and how that all connects in a line. Really cool from a design perspective. And then we've got some USB action down below, and I do believe, yeah, we have wireless phone charging pad as well. Shifter for the dual clutch automatic, and then we got some cup holder action, and then our drive mode select right next to it, and then I'll put my hand here to hopefully help with the glare. We got hill descent control, we got that for the camera system, auto hold, center locking differential, and then our heated and cooled seats as well as our heated steering wheel. And center console, it's got good space. Padding on the top is really nice, and then while we're on the topic storage, there's a glove box. And I forgot to mention this earlier, look at that. It's got some cool little stripy stripes. Now up top we get our control here for the sunroof, just a regular sunroof, and then interesting headliner, it feels very durable. So here's our window sticker for this Santa Cruz 2024 Limited. After options, the sticker's for $43,970, and let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both the mirrors, which is your blind spot monitoring, and throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, tally ho! Well, first off, let's not hit the storage unit, or storage container. Let us set off in the Santa Cruz, and let's find out if this is a real truck or a fake truck. So, I guess that'll be the question to answer. But first off, seats are really comfortable, so I think that's a plus. They're cooled as well, which is nice because it's pretty warm outside today. Don't think a 94 degrees. I feel like it's hotter than 94 degrees. Fake news. But it drives well so far. This one has a turn signal camera too, which is a cool feature. Traditional mirror though. Doesn't have the rear view camera mirror. Yeah, suspension's comfy. Transmission's really responsive. I'm noticing so far the power split, it looks like it's sending more power to the front rather than the rear. That's actually pretty equal. Yeah, there you go. More to the front. So it is front wheel drive biased. We're gonna pop into the sport mode here. Ooh, instantly feel it gets a little bit more aggressive. Woo! That's quick. That's quick for a little pickup truck thing, whatever you want to call it. That's for sure. I just drove a Palisade before this, and I'm pretty sure these weigh not exactly the same, but pretty close. This feels quicker than the Palisade, but again, we are at higher elevation, so turbocharged engine has less power loss than what you have with the Palisade with that naturally aspirated V6. You know, despite some of the quirks with the dual clutch when it comes to towing, from what I've heard, I mean, it handles really well. Like it's quick to shift, it's smooth. So when it comes to daily driving, it's a really good transmission. So, man, this handles so well. Like, you don't get the same body roll that you get with a regular pickup truck, because again, this is unibody at the end of the day. So to cap things off here with the Santa Cruz, I think it looks pretty cool on the outside. Again, it has Subaru Baja vibes. Interior is really nice, got nice luxury features. I like the red on the dash, it's cool. And yeah, it drives well. And it's got decent specs. Again, 1,400 pounds of payload capacity, that's solid. I think the towing capacity is like 5,000 pounds. So, I mean, it's respectable. It's respectable, that's for sure. So overall, you know, I guess if you're looking at this as like a daily driver utility vehicle, right? So you're gonna be doing truck stuff every so often, most of the time you're gonna be daily driving. That's kind of where this sits, and I think this would do a fantastic job with that. So let me know what you guys think about the Santa Cruz, and let me know if you think the Santa Cruz is a real truck. And by the way, it's got more payload capacity than that Raptor we just drove by, just saying.